What's up everyone, it's your girl Shay here and I'm back with a whole new video. And actually in this week's video I'm actually going to do my final complete review Azumanga Daioh. Yes, the complete collection. As you remember last week I did a video on it, but it was pretty much my first impressions of it, and within the past week I've been able to get through this entire thick manga, and I know I probably could have finished it a little bit earlier than a week, but due to life and stuff like that it took me a little bit more time. But now that I finished it, I can honestly say I love this manga so much. I enjoy reading about all these different characters, and I have a few of my favorites. I love Sakaki. She is obsessed with cats and just animals in general, so I kind of related to her because I also really love animals, although she has very bad luck with cats. I also really love Chiyo. She's very small, very tiny little girl, and pretty much she's just really smart, and in some ways she's kind of the voice of reason kind of among her friends, along with her friend Yomi, who wears glasses, who's also kind of on the smart side but also like in the middle a little bit, but they're both kind of the voice of reason among their group of friends. Pretty much Azumanga Daioh tells a story about all these girls who happen to be in the same class, and basically their journey from freshman year of high school all the way up to graduation. So it's kind of cool to see these characters progress and watch their friendship unfold over the past, like, I think 3 years is how high school is in Japan, but I might be wrong about that. Anyway, you see all the adventures they go to when it's going to the beach, going to Chiyo's vacation house, and finally them studying for exams and seeing what colleges that they get into, seeing their sports meets, seeing their school festivals. Basically you see all and everything in between while these girls are in school. So I definitely enjoyed it. I still hold to my same, first impressions like I had before, that it thoroughly reminds me of Lucky Star, because it really does. Lucky Star was very similar. It went from the girls, I believe maybe their sophomore year of high school all the way up to them graduating, and this was very similar. So I enjoyed both those series, which is why I think in some ways I feel a little bit attached to it. When it came to reading about the girls graduating, I was honestly sorry to see this manga end. Like, it made me think of when I was in high school and I was graduating and think about all my friends. One of my favorite lines though is towards the end. Miss Yukari, their homeroom teacher, is talking to Chiyo, and Chiyo's kind of like, man, high school's really over now, huh? And she's seeing all of her friends and she's like, I really won't see them every day. And her teacher, Miss Yukari, goes, hey, you'll get over it, or you won't. And I completely love that line because it shows just how funny and kind of offhanded their homeroom teacher is, because she's kind of like, hey, I get it, I understand you're going to be sad, and hey, you're going to get over it. And she's also kind of like, or you won't. I don't know. But it's kind of cool to watch all these characters that you start to love while reading the manga and watch them all go their separate ways. Some of the girls are going to college, some of the girls are not. Some of the girls are going to different schools that aren't considering like where you have to like have a major. But it was just really cool to see these characters progress through high school and then finally end up graduating. As far as the art style in the manga, I loved it. It was a pretty easy style to read. I know for me, when it comes to art style similar to like Attack on Titan or something like that, it's really hard for me to read it because there's so much going on in the scene. It kind of starts to get me confused. The only thing that I found kind of strange at first with reading this manga is, like I mentioned before, instead of you reading the panels across like you would a regular manga, the manga was done in strips that you read up and down instead of right to left. So pretty much it kind of threw me off guard when I first started reading it. And the manga sequences are actually pretty short, because since they are just like 4 panels on pretty much, or 8 panels on each page with like 2 different stories or 2 different like storylines basically on each page. It made it very easy to read, but also made it kind of confusing if you weren't for sure how it was supposed to be read. But otherwise I pretty much enjoyed it. It's a very comedic manga. I'll be honest, it had me laughing from beginning to end in certain parts. Once again, anytime they had to get in the car with their homeroom teacher and drive somewhere, and the fact that they were like, their teacher just could not drive, was also very funny. And it was just comedic to see some of the stupid stuff that the classmates or that her friends would pretty much say that made 0 sense. But yeah, if you have not read Azumanga Daioh, I know it's an older series, like I mentioned before. I think it came out like in 2002, I believe. At least I think the anime did. But honestly, if you haven't read it, check it out. The omnibus has about all 4 volumes of this series, so I definitely recommend picking up the omnibus if you haven't already. I'm sure you can buy it on Amazon or buy it probably on Right Stuff, or basically anywhere that they sell manga. But once again, since it is an older one, you might have to go to Amazon for it. But thanks guys so much for checking out this video. I'll have another video out for you guys soon. This time I hope to make it on the anime Azumanga Daioh. As you know, I've been making my way through that as well, and that's about 26 episodes. So I should be finished hopefully with that soon. But once again guys, thanks again so much. I'll leave links down below to all my social media accounts, my Instagram, my Twitter, and my blog. And like always, please give a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, because I come out with new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Alright you guys, bye.